just who is Oscar Peterson?
Ned Green, what do you know about Oscar Pettiford?
Oscar Pettiford. Yeah, he's like really good.
What do you know about Oscar Pettiford?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing other than he plays the bass.
He plays a 3/4 size double bass.
Born on September 30th, 1922, on a Native American reserve in Oklahoma, Oscar Pettiford was one of the most influential bass players in modern jazz. He began his musical life in the family band, at first singing, then moving to piano, and eventually, at the age of 14, settling upon double bass. In the early 40s, he moved to Minneapolis, briefly giving up bass for a full-time job, but was quickly convinced by his bass-playing friend to return to the bass. In 1942, Pettiford landed his first consistent big band gig in the Charlie Barnett Band. Soon after, in 1943, he played on the famous Coleman Hawkins recording The Man I Love. This was a major career breakthrough, and around this time he began playing as a sideman to major names such as Earl Hines and Ben Webster. At the same time, Pettiford was a major force in the up-and-coming bebop scene, most notably co-leading a group with Dizzy Gillespie, as well as playing with a number of other well-known bebop players. In 1945, he made the major move to the Ellington Band, where he consolidated his title as the successor to the great Jimmy Blanton in the mainstream bass pedagogy English. He stayed with the band until 1948. In 1949, he played with the Woody Herman Band, where he occasionally used the cello, becoming arguably the first major jazz cello player. After this, he went freelance, for the most part as a group leader, but did still appear on records as a sideman. A notable occasion being with Monk in the mid-50s. After coming to Europe for the first time with Jazz from Carnegie Hall in September 1958, Pettiford decided to move to Copenhagen. From here he conducted a number of notable recordings with a combination of touring Americans, such as Stan Getz, Bud Powell and Kenny Clarke, as well as local Europeans like Jan Johansson and Dasko Gojkovic.
Mr. Alistair, I'm a big fan. Do you know who Oscar Pettiford is?
Look, I don't agree with his policies, and he'll never get my vote.
It is with great sadness that I stand in front of you today to celebrate the life of one Oscar Pettiford.
Sorry. Bassist, cellist, and jazz hero. Pettiford's life was taken away from us September 8th, 1960, in Copenhagen, when he was infected by a polio-like virus. Today we celebrate his life and remember his achievements and legacy. Pettiford's dexterity and virtuosity on bass was unmatched at the time and set a whole new standard for the bassists to come, solidifying the instrument's place in the world of bebop and bebop soloing. Not only was his playing technically astounding, but his harmonic approach to soloing was groundbreaking. Pettiford also paved the way for unconventional instrumentation in jazz, with his use of cello and his incorporation of French horn in his sextet. His arrangement included hints of Cuban music, furthering the Latin jazz movement. His determination and drive pushed him where few African American and Native American men had gone before, and this determination manifested in multiple ways. Whether it was him learning to play cello when he broke his arm and couldn't play bass, or him surviving a near-fatal car crash and continuing to play a short time after. Unfortunately, after his final concert at a Copenhagen art exhibition, he was struck by a coma and immediately taken to the hospital. 4 days later, on September the 8th, his sickness ended his life. May the beloved jazz man rest in peace forevermore.